Hey everyone, welcome back to What the Hamiltons. And we are kicking off something huge today, our 90-day challenge with Pro Physique.
For those of you that are unfamiliar, this 90-day challenge is a fitness challenge. It's related to hitting your personal goals on health and weight loss and body weight, strength. And we thought it'd be a fun thing to attempt to see what we can do as we enter a different period in our life, closer to
50.
Oh, thanks for saying that. I could barely get it out, but there it is. And we want to increase our health span and our active years that are to come. And we feel like in the years leading up to this, I would say, I felt, as I think a lot of people out there feel, like you get so busy with the day-to-day and work and stuff, and sometimes you neglect yourself and your own health, and days go by and weeks go by, and especially with the food environment that we live in, it's so easy to eat like an asshole, and the effects just pile up after years and years and years. So we think that Paul and his team there have a great system for attacking that, no matter what your goals are. And one of the things that attracted us to him, and we like that, is he's around the same age, in the 50s. Seems to be a lot of stuff out there for all the, young kids, bodybuilders, or old people where, 70s, 80s. It's more about just trying to keep mobility, but not as much stuff for the people that are on those in-between years, 30, 40, 50, something like that. So we're going to give it a shot and see what happens.
So here we are, and for the next 90 days, we want to take you guys along with us to see where we're starting and where we would hopefully like to be in 90 days. We've seen some great transformation pictures. We're hoping we get to be a part of that.
90 days seems like a long time.
3 long months, 13 weeks. So we thought we'd share a little bit about our backstory and where we're kind of coming from on the fitness train.
So to date this, it's September of 2025. In July of 2023, I decided to start trying to be a little healthier and watch what I eat, exercise, and in the 2 years there, I was able to lose close to 50 pounds. And I used to, back in the young days, in the college days, I'd work out a lot. I was very strong. There's a lot of muscle, shaped more like this. And then as the years went by, and family and work, and not working out, not taking care, so the shape changed to this, even though I weighed about the same. So there was definitely a migration of parts happening there. So about 2 years, and I just kept at it, increased my activity. I was always walking around, basically active, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 steps range. But then I really started to watch what I ate with that, and then increase my activity a little bit. I actually enjoy using the treadmill now, which is something this guy never would have said 5 years ago. No
Definitely
way.
not.
You want to go for a walk? No thanks, I'll just sit here and do my 12-ounce curls. But I think it's worked out for the better. Enjoyed it.
My journey, I guess, is a little bit different. I've kind of been on and off the fitness train our whole relationship, but never fully seen it through to get physically where I want to be. I did Orange Theory for a few years prior to COVID. Definitely was at my strongest, but during that time I did not watch what I eat. Still drink a little, probably too much, and so even though I was working out, gaining muscle, I still was not leaning out in the way I really wanted to, and hope that this go around does that for me. Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Where are you
that sounds
going?
great. I'm all over the place.
So now our lifestyle, as JR mentioned, 8 to 10,000 steps was kind of what we were doing. But now, since the last 2 years, we've gotten a little more active. We've been making a point to get 15 to 20,000 a day, a few miles on the treadmill, and then just out tinkering around on the property, being a little bit more mindful of the steps that we're getting. You've been tracking definitely more faithfully in that last 2 years. I'm less of a tracker.
I've been enjoying the tracking. I've always been kind of a numbers person, so that part was fun. I didn't find it to be a big burden or hard to do. Now it takes a little while. There's a little breaking in period as you kind of learn what portion sizes are. Here's a hint, everything's a lie. And there's some onboarding there to figure out what's what and get everything entered it and remember to enter it. But once you get in a rhythm, I found it to be pretty easy. And even when I would track, if I knew I was going to go way over my calories for the day or have some bad food, I would still log that in there too. Doesn't feel real good at the time, but at least you can look back and have this data set of, well, that's what I was doing at that point, that's what I was doing at that point. So it really gives you perspective because everybody is unique for sure, and everybody's journey is going to be different. But keeping track of, what's the saying? You can't manage what you don't track, something like that.
I don't think that's the saying, but
There's something like that.
And one thing that was good about
you can't manage what you don't monitor. So that works in your personal life too.
No, for sure. And I do think we could look back because you did track faithfully where I was very, very subpar to it. And you could look back and be like, man, what were we doing that weekend? And we'd be like, that was a camping weekend. And so it did help us, or that's when we were on vacation. I just felt like I was limited with the tracking, which meant I was definitely overeating, right? I felt like the tracking was like, oh, you're telling me I've already supposedly met my macros and I should be done and I still have half of a day. So for me, by not tracking, in my mind, allowed me to feel okay by continuing to eat.
Yep.
And so that's something that as we're starting the challenge tomorrow, will change. So it's going to be big steps, struggles, I'm sure. So this 90-day challenge, about 3 months. We do have Thanksgiving in there.
Thanksgiving, that's a big one.
We will have a camping trip. We will have
Halloween's in there too.
Yep, Halloween. We will have a Florida trip. We'll be gone 7-8 days. We'll have company come and visit, I think, twice. So there's definitely some things, but as much as we want to have this big transformation, I think we want to try to find a balance with our lifestyle because we're always going to have company be coming or going. We're still going to be camping. We're still going to be visiting Florida. And so how do we not go off the rails? Because that's what we found. We can do really well for like the month that we're home and then we're gone. And then it's like, oh, now we blew it. So just forget it. And then we're trying to start all over. So this challenge is going to help us get some accountability.
A different level of accountability.
We haven't been very accountable for sure.
It's hard because you be accountable to yourself, but when nobody's watching over your shoulder, you're not going to enter those extra calories. Maybe you're going to skip your workout that day. And well, if I already had a bad lunch, then might as well have a bad dinner too. I'll just start fresh tomorrow. I fall into that trap all the time. It's awful. And then that can extend for days, you know. If that happens on a Friday, watch out. Because, well, Friday's gone, Saturday, you know what, I don't really feel like, before you know it, you're 3 days deep. And then it just snowballs from there. And then it's harder to get back at it, number one. And number two, you've ruined a week's worth of progress, whatever your goals are.
Yeah, no, for sure. So we felt that it was worth our $49 to have the accountability. We need that. We need to feel like we have to check in with somebody. And even though we're not officially checking with somebody, we're checking in with you guys, with each other. The challenge is providing weekly coach lives that we can submit questions, hear other questions.
There's a different level of accountability when you have a start date, an end date, and you're sending in pictures of yourself before or after.
Yes.
Oh boy. Ready
yes.
for this. There's little insecurities like myself. That's a big one. But they're there. We're going to see.
And we're hoping to look back on them and be like, wow, hot dog, we really did some things. So we're going to do pictures every 2 weeks, kind of just to see if we're going somewhere, because we do know that the scale naturally fluctuates if you weigh yourself daily, which we haven't in the past, but we've noticed that it kind of will, you'll have 3 days where you're down and you feel really good, and then you'll have a day where you're up a little bit and you're like,
and you did everything right, and you're saying, what the heck, how can I be up? I did everything right last 3 days in a row. There's no way. Yeah, there's so many things that are out of your control or within your control that the scale does not always pick up.
Yep.
Whether that's food in your system already, whether it's salt, water retention, it could be inflammation from, you could work out too hard and then gain weight the next day because your muscles are inflamed and they're pulling in extra nutrients and retaining water just to repair themselves. But you look at that and you say, oh God, I can't be up. I just worked out. My calories were low. So there's a lot that goes into that, it seems.
so it's kind of like changing, the challenge is going to help just change our mindset. Even though we're weighing every day and we're tracking what we weigh, we know overall we're going to have a decline in weight, but overall mine is not so much going to be the weight. It's going to be putting the extra fat that I have and turn that into muscle. But I don't feel like for me the scale is going to change too much.
I'd say we're both at the point now where we're not anticipating a huge amount of weight loss. It's definitely more of a body recomposition journey for us.
Take some fat here, put it here,
Yeah. Trying to get that triangle to turn upside down a little bit again. Wind back the clock in that way.
Yeah. And so the challenge provides a ton of meal plans if you wish to choose from. We're actually not utilizing that because we kind of have it down with what we eat to fit in with our macros. But they have workouts, so a ton to choose from. So I found one. I'll be in the gym 5 days a week working out, following the plan to a T, doing cardio 5 days a week. You're doing the gym 5 days a week as well as your cardio, and then we are getting our steps up. We need to increase those, so I'm kind of targeting 25,000 at least a day for me.
It's a 90-day challenge. I'm going to try to break it into 3 phases. First 30 days, minimum 20. Next 30, minimum 25. And last 30, minimum 30. So I'm upping the intensity and keeping the activity higher as my body gets used to it.
Yeah.
And try to shock it, see what happens.
So I think our overall goal is, yes, to see the visual transformation, feel stronger. I definitely feel weaker than I have in the past, and I don't like that you lose a little bit of your independence, right? But we want to just try to feel like once we get past this is almost long enough span, maybe a tad bit longer, where we can be sitting at the maintenance zone.
Maintenance would be a great place to be.
We want to be in the maintenance where
can't wait for that.
where then we're just maintaining versus being in a calorie deficit and feeling like it's so intense for the whole 90 days. So that's kind of the goals. We do plan on recording weekly to kind of share the ins and outs, how we're feeling. I'm already anticipating the workouts are going to be a little real. I haven't been doing cardio. I get a lot of steps, but I walk on the treadmill or lightly jog.
The struggle is going to be real for me.
I'm going to be back to 100% tracking, which I don't really like. I'm going to probably feel hungry.
All these things, we're going to put them out there. Raw, painful, embarrassing. Get ready.
But then hopefully every week it gets better, right? And then maybe that inspires somebody else to, I don't know, kind of take control of their life and either get on the fitness train or just eating better. I don't know. We just feel like we don't want to finally get to retirement that we worked all these years for and then feel like we don't have the mobility to enjoy it.
Yep.
We want to be at our best stage now.
Ideally.
All right, so I guess that's all we have. Week 1 will be coming and we can see how that week went. Catch you next time.
Let's go!